the Rarity Show. Yes, it's the Rarity Show. Oh, how can you have a story without the fashion pony we know? On to the Rarity Show. Oh, yes, the Rarity Show. Come join the pony who looks like a marshmallow.
Hello guys, this is Raptormon 132 here, and welcome to my 16th blind commentary video post of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 5. Yep, as you all know, I did episode 15. Today, I'll be looking at episode 16. And this one is called Made in Manehattan. Huh. Interesting. Judging by the title, I'd say this is going to be an episode. Involving Manehattan, of course, or something. Because I think the last time we saw Manehattan was in Rarity Takes Manehattan, which was about Rarity entering a fashion show or something. So, in fact, that's what I reckon this episode is going to be. It's going to be another Rarity-centered episode. At least I think. If it is, that would make 3 episodes in a row of episodes involving Rarity. Oh my... If I didn't know better, I'd say the writers are making Rarity hog the spotlight. Yeah. Like, if this... Well, I don't know yet, but I guess the only way to find out is as usual to watch the episode. So, yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's begin. Here we go! Huh. Twilight reading her books as usual. Yeah. Is she bored? She's bored of reading her...
Now that is different.
Thought so. Hey, Spike's reading a comic.
And I'm bored. I want to do something. Things have been so slow around here and
What's going on?
Twilight, darling! Oh, thank goodness! It seems that my...
What?
Got here as fast as I could.
Oh, butt symbol glowing.
Yes! Finally, we've been summoned. I wonder where the map wants us to... Twilight?
Yep, your butt symbol's not glowing. Poor Twilight. Huh. Yeah, well, it looks as if the cutie map has called upon Applejack and Rarity this time. I wonder what they... And judging by the title, I'd say that Manehattan is going to be their destination. Obviously, because of the title, it says Made in Manehattan. So, yeah, it looks like this is going to be a cutie map friendship problem episode. So, I'm interested to find out what.
Where do you think? Manehattan! We've been called
Yep,
Manehattan.
I thought so.
Oh, I've simply been dying to go back for a visit. And now, I return with a purpose.
Yeah,
It looks like
I
you've
see.
been summoned to this particular neighborhood here.
We're off to
Oh.
solve a friendship problem in one of the busiest and most vibrant cities in all of Equestria. Isn't this exciting?
Seems a hair odd though, don't it?
Jeez.
Matt calling me to a big city like Manehattan.
You may be more of a country pony at heart, Applejack, but the map picked you two because you're the best ponies to tackle this particular mission.
But
Yep.
how do we even know
I wonder what the
it's
mission
supposed to
is.
be? That neighborhood probably has twice as many ponies as all of Ponyville.
Look, more like 3 times. Why, it's not only home
No.
to the packing district, it's also home to the fashion district.
Sorry to pause, but to answer that question, 2 to 3 times the amount of ponies in Ponyville, well, all I can say is, I think that's not even close. From what I understand, the city of New York has like there's more people in the city of New York than there is in the population of Australia. I mean, you could fit the entire population of Australia into Manhattan, or into New York, and still have room for a little bit more. So, as far as I understand, like, Ponyville probably has, I mean, Manhattan probably has that many ponies that living there. Probably has ponies living in the millions. Like tens of millions even. So, and from what I understand, Ponyville probably has like, I don't know how many, but I'd say probably 1,000 or more, or over 1,000, or yeah, average town size, like average small town size. Or I could be wrong, but yeah. So yeah, I just thought I'd say that, but yeah. Anyway, I think you get the point. Continue.
Shame you weren't called as well, though, darling. You did end up being a fan of the hustle and bustle of Manhattan on our last visit.
It's such an exciting
I guess so.
city, and there's still so much I'd like to do there. So many museums and historical landmarks to visit. Not to mention all the libraries.
Well, you know, you could go with them.
Don't worry about me. I've got plenty of books to keep me busy.
You don't read comics.
I just remembered something. The Sisterhood Social.
Sisterhood Social?
We'll have to miss it. No telling
Sisterhood
how long we'll be in
Social?
Manhattan. I sure hope Apple Blue
Oh.
and Sweetie Belle aren't too upset.
Well, that's a callback to a Season 2 episode. Nice to see good old Manhattan again. It still is bustling and busy as ever.
What you do to me?
That was a good eye roll. Yep.
Darling, are you alright?
Ponies move so fast here. Not at all like back home.
What's the matter? You afraid?
Eyes peeled, ears open. Eyes peeled, ears open.
Yeah. Yeah, police pony.
Remember, Applejack, you're in the big city now. No moseying. You've got to walk with speed.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
confidence.
Yep. Yeah. Just cross the street. It's not difficult.
Sorry about that.
Get out of my way.
Sorry.
Watch it.
Hey, oh dear.
How rude!
That was rude.
What are my biscuits? I can barely cross the street in this town. How am I supposed to help solve a...
What?
Yes, I think this is the one. No. Excuse me. That hat clashes with your name. Not to mention it's far too large and will undoubtedly obstruct your vision. Oh,
Yeah.
dear, none of these.
She
will
does
do.
have a point.
Oh, Applejack, what good timing!
Ouch.
Here, this will do splendidly. Oh, it's lovely.
How much would you like for it?
Oh, no, please, keep it. I can always make another. Thank you.
Oh, that's very nice of you,
We
Rarity.
wouldn't discover our purpose here.
Although, I don't think that sales pony is
Yeah,
really
I'm
happy
pretty sure
about
that
it.
wasn't it.
What?
Ugh,
We
he
can't
actually
say
looks
that
very
Cody's
disgusting.
committing a terrible crime of fashion. We
Huh.
could have been meeting a friend. Would have blasted a new hat, and then their friendship could have been ruined forever. And
Yep. I don't think it's that mission.
it's possible.
I don't
Did
think
your
that's the
cutie
mission.
mark glow signifying a job well done?
No, I suppose it didn't. Still,
Obviously.
the disaster was averted.
Diverted? You just lost me a paying customer.
Oh, my.
Ugh.
Oh, I am so
Yep,
sorry.
he's pissed.
I never meant to.
Beat it!
Please accept my sincerest apologies for the misunderstanding. And might I add, what a lovely establishment you have here.
What an asshole.
All right, Applejack. The search continues.
That guy really has a serious attitude problem.
Friendship problem, any pony? See, we've been sent here to... a map summoned us, and, if you could just take a moment to...
Nobody's listening.
Friendship advice! Any pony looking for friendship advice?
Nope.
Good grief. This isn't working.
I'm not sure what we're supposed to do. To be honest, I'm still not even sure what the map called me here for.
Oh, try not to worry, Applejack. The map picked us for a reason. Although how we're supposed to remember that reason, I haven't a clue. We can't possibly approach every single pony in town until we find out what we're meant to do.
Whoop. What's
Please
that?
help us restore our long-lost but beloved tradition, the Midsummer Theater Revival. With a guest performance
Midsummer
by
Theater
local
Revival.
The Method Mayors, as well as games, food, and much, much more. This event promises to bring our Brooklyn neighbors together and restore our sense of community, but there's so much to do and we need your help. Huh. Darling, this is it! The contact on the flyer is Coco Palmel!
Oh, right.
Coco Palmel?
She's the one who got a job.
Oh, Coco Palmel.
Friend of yours.
Don't you see? This must be why the
Haven't seen her in a while.
Oh, and you were so worried.
Well, I suppose it's at least worth looking into. That is, if we can ever get off this street corner.
Yep. Yep, the city can eat you alive if you're not careful.
Quite a coincidence, don't you think?
Hey, Coco Palmel. Nice to see you again.
And you, my dear friend, are in need of help. It's no coincidence, darling. It's fate.
I just hope that surly polar bear isn't gonna be around.
What is it exactly?
An outdoor play held at the community park. Many moons ago, local theater troupes would perform, and ponies in the neighborhood would help make the costumes and design pieces.
What? Hey! Whoa! Hang on a sec. Let me have a look at something. Let me look. I just saw something.
Local theater troupes would perform, and ponies in the neighborhood would help make the.
That. Well, what do you know? The Wizard of Oz. You know? Dorothy, Cowardly Lion, Tin Man. Actually, I think that would be a Tin Stallion or Tin Pony, or if it was a female, a Tin Mare. Well, yeah, it's obviously a reference to the Wizard of Oz. I mean, anybody who's like, I don't think there's anybody alive who would not notice that, or who would not recognize it. So it's great that they have a Wizard of thing that's like the Wizard of Oz. Except I wonder what it's called in Equestria. Would it be called the Alicorn of Oz, or the Alicorn of Trots, or something? Well, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys, to the imagination of you guys. But anyway, sorry, continue.
Costumes and design set pieces, prepare food to share during the performance.
Y'all do look like you're enjoying each other's company. Kinda reminds me of Ponyville.
It sounds lovely, darling. It was, up until several moons ago.
What happened? Yeah. That's what I said.
She was a well-known costume designer on Bridalway. She started the Midsummer Theater Revival as a way to share her passion for theater with the neighborhood. No matter how busy she was, she always made time for the revival.
Wait a minute, I forgot who... Sorry to do this, guys, but I need to hear that name again. Hang on. Sorry to do this. I know I shouldn't rewind back, but I had to hear that name. Hang on.
What happened?
That's Charity Kindheart. She was a well-known costume designer.
Charity Kindheart. That's it. Sorry, I thought it was a reference to Julie Garland or something.
No matter how busy she was, she
but it's not.
time for the revival. But when she moved away to be closer to her grandfillies, the neighborhood lost the special tradition she had started. And worse, the sense of community it fostered.
Hey, I'm trotting here.
I'm walking here! I'm walking here! Up yours, you son of a bitch! You don't talk to me that way! Get out of here!
Anybody else stepped up to take over for charity?
I've been trying
Obviously
to,
not.
but I've just gotten a last-minute request to
except for you.
for the cast of My Fair Philly, and I'm afraid I haven't
My
made
Fair
much
Philly.
progress.
My Fair Philly. My Fair Philly. Obviously a reference to the musical My Fair Lady. Well, duh. Sorry, continue.
There's just so much to do to bring back the Midsummer Revival, and my flyers haven't attracted a single volunteer.
Say no more. You finish up your work, and by this time tomorrow, you'll be up to your mane in ponies who want to lend a hoof. Applejack and I will make sure of it.
You will?
You bet your boots we will.
Oh, I don't wear boots. I find they chafe my calves when I walk.
It's just an expression.
Duh.
So you see,
But yeah.
mares are only available on this one day, and we need all the help we can get with preparations.
Yeah, not a good time right now. What am I saying? It's never a good time.
Very nasally voice you got there.
Well, what do you think?
I got my own problems. You think I got hours to dedicate to some pony else's?
Ah, yes. Charity's Midsummer Theater Revival. Such wonderful memories.
So you'll help us?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I run a very important oat and hay import-export business. What? I can't spare even a moment for such things.
Ugh. Selfish ass.
This is a nightmare.
Oh, not at all, darling. It's quite lovely.
I think she was talking about the Midsummer Theater Revival.
I finished the alterations for My
Yeah.
Fair Philly, but have barely started the costumes for the revival, and the Method Mares are coming to the park tomorrow for a costume fitting and rehearsal.
Well, I could help you with the costumes.
But what are we going to do about the rest? The park is in desperate need of repairs, and the sets still need to be built.
Well, I
calm
know things
down.
about building and fixing things. It's kinda, well, my thing. Could be the reason the map called me here.
You see, dear, we're
Uh-huh.
looking for volunteers when all the help you need is right here.
Uh-huh.
The map wouldn't have chosen just Applejack and me if it was more than we could handle. Everything is going to be just fine.
Perhaps I spoke too soon.
I think you had.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
You're right.
famous last
Are you
words.
sure you can manage this by yourself?
Well, there's a lot to do, but Rarity's right. The map wouldn't have called us here if we weren't up for the challenge. You two go on and take care of the costumes. I'll see you at the dress rehearsal.
Yeah. Just hope you're not biting off more than you can chew. Pulling up the daisies. Or weeds. Yeah, she's gonna have a lot to do. Whoop. Oh no! Oh no! Applejack's hat! Uh-oh. Statue. Oh! Oh no! Applejack's hat is taking a pounding. It's fucking wrecked.
I know it looks bad, but I'm moving as fast as I can.
Hey, look! You really put your foot into it this time, Chisholm.
Don't worry, we've still got
Putting your foot in, hoof in it.
Excuse me. Is this where the Midsummer Theater Revival is supposed to be?
Who are these guys?
We're here for the dress rehearsal.
Oh yes, we've just put the finishing touches on the costumes.
At least those look professional.
We'll do a dry run of the play first, and then the fitting.
I wonder who they are.
No, wait! I haven't gotten a chance to...
Uh-oh. That was too close.
Reinforce the stage yet.
Yep.
That's what I call bringing the house down.
What a disaster.
just wanted to live up to Charity's example. To bring my neighborhood together again. The park is still a mess. We haven't even thought about what refreshments to serve during the performance. And even if we had, we don't have a stage for the Method Mayors to perform on. It's hopeless. Just hopeless.
Oh, but you can't give up. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Nothing's hopeless.
I don't understand. The map summoned us here to solve a friendship problem. We clearly found it. But why did it send the two of us? Why not Twilight? I'm sure she could have used her magic to transform this park in an instant.
I've been thinking the same thing. I mean, I can at least see why
Nope.
you're here.
There's one thing you need to learn about Applejack and Rarity, is that magic will not solve all of your problems. You know, magic is powerful, but it won't solve everything. Yeah, I just had to say that. Anyway, continue.
Coco's your friend, and you have an eye for costumes and all. But me? I was never gonna be able to finish a project this big.
We'll return to Ponyville as failures. Why must this be Applejack? Why?
Ugh.
Why?
Drum.
Hold on there.
Thanks, Applejack.
Up and go home.
Then what are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we stop worrying about what we can't do and start doing what we can. I think I've got a plan. It won't be anything
Really?
big or fancy, but it'll be something. And something's gotta be better than nothing, right?
I suppose so.
That's the spirit. Sorta.
Yeah, not very hopeful.
All right, y'all.
Well, what are they planning?
Should we go ahead and start?
Excuse me? I'm Charity Kindheart. I'm here about the open design pavilion. I brought some
Charity
supplies
Kindheart.
for my work. I'm sorry I'm late. I had the hardest time finding my way here. I just moved here, and I keep getting mixed up by the street names. I had a map, but I dropped it in a puddle, which only made the street names harder to read.
I see.
What is that?
I don't know, so that looks like some kind of play.
Can we stay and watch it, please? Please, can we?
That cult looks like.
I suppose we could stay for a minute.
That cult looked a lot like Gallop J. Fry, except a Pegasus.
Send him in. I'm sorry.
Well, it's obviously redesigning characters is their thing.
Think this is the place for you. Don't get me wrong. These clothes are all exquisite and well made, but more theatrical than avant-garde. Have you considered costume design? I have a contact on Bridal Way. If you're interested,
Bridal Way,
I
which
can
is
put you
Broadway.
in touch with him. And see.
Huh. Looks like it's attracting people.
Charity, dear, is that you?
Hello, Mrs. Pear Blossom. I didn't see. Oops.
Oh, let me help you, dear. Are these the costumes you've been working on?
Looks like the kid's enjoying it.
I was supposed to be finished by now, but there's just so much to do, and I still have a few last-minute alterations to make before opening night. I'm sorry I couldn't get enough.
It looks like they're in heavy makeup to look old.
I hope Mr. Pear Blossom wasn't too disappointed. I know Trotter on the Roof is one of his favorites.
Oh, my dear Philly, don't
Trotter
worry.
on the
We're
Roof.
so proud of you.
Ah, Fiddler on the Roof. Yep, another musical
You're
reference.
so welcome here, and have become like family to me. I just wish I could share this experience with you and the others.
Yeah, what's going on?
It's the Midsummer Theater Revival. The Method Man's are performing.
The revival.
Method Miss.
Yeah, my pop used to bring me.
It's so nice of
Huh.
you to put on
Well,
this
looks
place
like it's
today.
working.
I couldn't have done it without every pony's help. I know it's not Bridal Way, but
Oh, pistache. It's perfect, dear.
Huh. Well, everybody's enjoying it.
you're such a dear. Thank you. This is so nice. Haven't seen the neighborhood this friendly since Charity moved away.
Looks like it worked.
you fillies and gentlecoats. Please give a warm welcome to the one who made this entire event possible, our neighbor, Coco Pommel.
Yep, well done, Coco. And not to mention Applejack and Rarity helped out.
Thank you all so much for coming. The Midsummer Theater Revival was always something that meant so much to me, and it seems it means quite a lot to all of you as well. I really can't take all the credit, though. My dear friends Rarity and Applejack helped me ever so much.
Sounds like Applejack looks like Applejack's a little bit modest.
I just happened to be good with a hammer is all. To be honest, we had much bigger plans to start. When those fell through, we decided to simplify. This here was the result.
Oh, don't be so modest. Coco and I were lost. Bet your boots we were.
Huh. Now she's using that same method, that same metaphor.
We just wanted to see how much we enjoyed the Midsummer Theater Revival and how much it inspired us. Oh, yeah?
I used to think that to help my community, I had to do something big. And let's face it, in this day and age, who has the time for such a commitment? But here, you did something as simple as building a stage and putting on a play, and look at how it's brought every pony together.
I saw Coco's flyers for volunteers.
That's true.
Didn't think anything I'd have time
Something
to
that I reckon all cities should have.
I'd offered to help, even if it was just pulling a few weeds or planting a few flowers. Not sure if you noticed, but the park is far from being fixed up. I imagine if you look around, you'll find there's lots of little ways for you to get involved in changing this place for the better. And I will.
That's true.
And I don't think we'll be alone.
Huh. Looks like... Yep, their butt symbols are glowing, which means it's a mission accomplished.
Perfect sense.
Huh?
Yeah.
I know why the map called you here.
You do?
If Twilight had used her magic to fix the park, it wouldn't have fixed the real problem, which is that these Manehattan ponies
Yep,
didn't
and
think they had time
good that
to
Applejack got a new hat.
But by building
That looks just like her old one.
play went on, you showed them that just by doing something small, you can make a big difference.
Because you know, one small thing can make a really big difference.
Well, I'll...
That's true.
Seems you have more in common with the Manehattan ponies than you thought.
But all the same,
True.
I'd sure like to head back to Ponyville on the next train. I want to check in with Apple Bloom and find out how the Sisterhood social turned out.
Oh, absolutely, my dear. Just as soon as I stop that pony in the shop over there from purchasing that dreadfully hideous scarf. Stop! You're making a
Ugh.
Here we go again.
Guess some things will never change. Well, what do I have to say? I think this episode was interesting. And you know, it gives a good it gives a really, really good message about, you know, even that, like, to accomplish something big, you don't have to do it big. It takes, like, sometimes it can be just the smallest. And it was interesting seeing Coco Pommel again. And I'm glad I didn't get to see that Shirley Polarware, or whatever the fuck her name was. You know, I'd rather not see that bitch ever again. But, yeah. In fact, I actually thought that Shirley Polarware was going to be the villain in this. But it turned out, like, she's one of those characters that will probably be long gone. You know? One of those one-time characters that you never see again. So yeah. And yeah, it actually makes you kind of think, doesn't it? That there are a lot of things that bring a lot of people together. You know, food, events, things like that. you know, it'd be like, I reckon some cities in Australia, and in fact I think cities anywhere, would actually benefit from something like that. It'd bring people together, and, you know, in addition to that, they could also have good food there. Like if they had food, like a food market, like where they serve hot food and you can eat, and a bar where you can drink, and you know, and also have have main events and plays and discos and things like, and like activities and things like that. It could bring people together. Actually, come to think of it, I think there is a couple of places in the city where I live in that actually have something similar to that. Except it's more, I don't know about plays, but I reckon they should actually do something like that. You know, have little stage performances and, you know, and yeah, because, you know, and, you know, like I mentioned before, they could also have hot food and drinks for people when they, like, for ponies and people that want to have something to eat, because, you know, like you know that saying, like, one thing about food and events is that it brings people together. So, yeah, I guess that's what it's all about. It's all about contributing smallest thing to do something big, and how to accomplish to what brings people together. Yeah. And I even wonder about that Charity Hearts character. Like, did she... Like, I don't know whether she's still alive or not, but actually my guess is that she's probably she's probably dead by that point. But, yeah, I think, like, cause, you know, from what I saw, some ponies were, like, gathering, and they, I think one was a construction worker. He said that, his pop used to take him there when he was when he was a kid. So yeah, I suspect that this Charity Heart character, I forgot her first name, but I suspect that she's probably dead by then. Because, yeah. But it's good that Coco Plamel has become, like, the new, like, the one to take the mantle. You know, the mantle of keeping the community together has been passed down to Coco Plamel now. So, I'm sure she'd be able to handle it. Like, if she can, because, you know, she's now a great fashion designer now, and all of that. So, yeah. I think it's great. So, yeah. But, you know, if Twilight, like, even though that the map didn't as for Twilight at the start, she looked really, really, really bored. And I just don't get, why doesn't Twilight just go anyway? Like, even though that the map didn't call for her, she should have just gone with them anyway. You know, just to, not to help out, but just look around. Oh well, that's Twilight being Twilight. But yeah, yeah, I guess that's all I can say about it. So, all in all, I thought this episode was entertaining, it was interesting, and had a reasonable message of it. And yeah, and I should even mention that it looks like my suspicion of what happened first off was right. That this was going to be a third rarity-centered episode. Like, I think, like, you know, it's the third rarity, like, third time Rarity's been the center of attention in an like, a third episode in a row. If I didn't know better, I'd say the writers were making Rarity the star, like, the main character instead of everyone else. Almost like the Rainbow Dash show, but instead of the Rainbow Dash show, it's the Rarity show. Yep, but I wonder why did the writers make Rarity the center of attention for 3 episodes? Like 3 episodes in a row straight. Oh well, I guess it's one of those things that I bet everyone else who's watched the episode has probably thought or even thinking the same thing. Like, what were the writers thinking? But then again, Rarity has a lot of comedy in her dramatic outbursts and dramatic performances and drama queen-esque type situations. So yeah, so anyway, I thought this episode was really interesting, so yeah, I'll leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed my blind reaction to episode 16 of season 5, and hopefully I'll get on to episode 17 as soon as I can when I get the chance. But as usual, until then, thank you all for watching. This is Raptormon 132 saying bye bye everyone. Bye bye.